Hello. What's up? What's going on? What's going on? Jumping on quick. Cool. Good to see ya. Good to see ya. Hello, hello. Everyone there, can you hear me? People are waving. Hey, dude. BS Aaron, Basarin. What's up? What's going on? I will wait another minute. People are coming quick. Casey_Matthews_artist. Hola. ¿Cómo estás, señorita? I'm assuming señorita, not señora. Okay, got a lot of people jumping on here quickly. That's great. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. Some regulars here at this point in the pandemic. Fucking how many months in? 10 months in? Does that sound right? About 9 months in. Unbelievable, I've been doing this for that long. Trying to show up every week with few exceptions. I will wait another 30 seconds. How's that? I'm not going to wait a whole another minute, but I will wait another 30 seconds and I'll jump right in. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let's get the party started. Today will be kind of short and sweet. I want to there's a couple of things I want to talk about. First, there is an article in the chron.com, Houston Chronicle that just went up yesterday. I'll post about it today with a link. The link is already up in my stories if you want to read the article. To be quite honest, the headline has made me a little crazy because it calls me an abstract expressionist, which I'm not. But the article itself unpacks all the different things that have influenced my work. When I say things, specifically, I mean historical references and ideas. So thank you for that. Allison Medley, she's tagged in my post. You can read more of her writing and her profile. Thank you, Houston Chronicle. I get a lot of love from the Chronicle over the years. All of those articles, you can find them on the press page of howardsherman.com. So if you go to my website, if you want to read all the various things over the years from the Houston Chronicle, you can read them there. I haven't put the link up to today's story. I'll do that over the coming days when I get a chance. I manage my website myself. So anyway, take a moment and read the article. I think it's really great. There's some good images in the article and all the links to Allison and the Chronicle. And thank you, Todd Camplin, the art critic, for that really great quote. That was a nice surprise to read that in the article, in the feature. I think that there's a chance it'll be posted in their hard copy Sunday newspaper. That's still a thing. Believe it or not, that's still a thing. And at another time, I'll go into more. I have a history with newspapers, and I came out of, in a previous life back in the 90s, I did a daily comic strip for a bunch of newspapers. And anyway, I'm not going to get into all that now. The article, I believe, touches on that briefly. It talks about my move, or my, getting out of New York City before the pandemic, and my history, a little bit of my history. It's a brief overview, not a long article. Cool images. Take a look at it, read it, check my stories for the link, and I'll talk about that in my post later today. Okay, the other thing I want to talk about really quickly is they're going quickly. I'm going to flip it around. I have these catalogs that are available. You should grab one. They're on the shop page of my site. There are several posts about them, and I think you'll like them. Okay. Here is, it's a little rough around here, but there's writing by me and writing in here by lots of images. I'm just going to flip through it quickly. An essay by Todd Camplin, the art critic who I'd mentioned, and a foreword by the owner of the gallery where I recently had this show. These are on the shop page of my website. I've done several posts about them in recent days, so you can find them very easily if you go to my website. It's called Catalog. It's the catalog. It's for sale. Now, here's a special treat today, okay? Listen closely. I want to thank y'all for following me on here and the people who are showing up live, okay? So the first 5 people to buy a catalog will also get one of these. Hold on. A free micro catalog. A little smaller, a little bit, not much, but a little bit smaller than the other catalog, okay? So for those of you, the first 5 people, let's do the first 5 of y'all to buy the catalog off the website, I'll throw in one of the micro catalogs for free. You will get an email from me if you were one of the first 5. If you were not one of the first 5, you will not hear from me, okay? But the first 5 people to jump on and buy a catalog, I will throw in the micro catalog for free. You heard it here. I'm only doing it here right now. I might change my mind later, but I'm doing it right now here for the people who've showed up live. Thank you for showing up. And that's that for all the shameless promotion. Today, I'm going to do something slightly different than previous ones because I don't know why. Fuck it. Just cause. Okay. I am going to talk to y'all a little bit about what I would call a more practical, maybe even basic and obvious topic, but I'm going to call this a couple of lifelines. Okay. Some of you know this. Some of you don't. The ones of you who know this probably need to hear it from somebody else anyway. And that's half of what I'm doing on here is saying things you know that you need to hear from someone else in a certain way in order for them to sink in. So lifelines, okay? That's what we're touching on today. Hopefully this will help y'all. Send me emails. Let me know if you have questions or comments. Let me know. I love to get questions from y'all to use on here. So please go ahead and keep sending them. Okay. The first thing I want to talk about is, and these are practical things today, okay? I normally get into other topics which I enjoy talking about more because I feel as though there are other people who handle this sort of pragmatic, practical stuff a lot more thoroughly than me, who have the time to get into that. And some of them, you should pay them for it, okay? You can look them up yourselves. But anyway, one thing I'm going to mention, the first thing I'm going to mention is I'm going to talk to you about an email list. For those of you who are professionals, okay, it's important to keep a professional email list of collectors and people who want to support you. Okay, you need to show up to them on a regular basis. Okay, this ups the game. This is more important than I think all this social media. There's a lot of people on social media who aren't going to support you. Okay, they're just scrolling, but it's important for you to keep that email list, and you need to keep up with those people on a regular basis. For a while, I would email people. For many years, I'd email people 2 or 3 times a month. I think sometimes a little more, sometimes a little bit less. And then maybe it was right around the time of the pandemic, or maybe right before the pandemic kicked in, I started making it a habit of keeping regular weekly emails going. And if there's something super important, there might be a second email a week. You don't want to kill people. You don't want to annoy people. We want to keep people informed who are going to support you. I have people unsubscribe after a while who've subscribed themselves. I've subscribed people who've unsubscribed. I add new people all the time. New people subscribe all the time, especially nowadays, which is great. And thank you for subscribing if you subscribed. It's the best way to stay in touch with me and stay in touch with somebody else. In this day and age, it's a little bit more of a commitment on both ends, which is what you want, okay? Now, I think that I don't know. It also seems like texting might be a new frontier to reach people with this iCommunity or whatever, but I really don't know a lot about it yet, and I haven't really dug deeply into that. The one thing about that, which seems to be something that I'm hearing a little bit about, is it's a way to sort of make sure your messages get seen. Yeah, because sometimes some people don't open their emails, but yeah, so that's what I want to say about that. So the truth is, if you're a professional and you got things going on, you're going to have things to inform the people who support you about on a regular basis via email. I actually think that more artists should do this, regardless of how beginner, middle level, whether they're a beginner or they're a seasoned pro, whether they're internationally famous or not. I think it's a really great thing to do. I think people who help you out and support you, whether it be gallerists or whomever else, those come and go. But you can keep your message direct and clear with people who really want to help you and support you by doing the old email thing at this point. Quite frankly, now that I think about it, this is just off the top of my head, I've actually been using email since 1996, now that I think about it, even in the days of very slow dial-up internet connection. So this is 24 years I've been, in one form or another, I've kept my email list going. And I've segued several years ago over to MailChimp, and I've been very happy with that one. I think MailChimp's good, and there's other professional email clients that are really good. Before you jump into me about paying or not paying, that tells me right there, if you're not willing to pay for a good email client, which could probably run you anywhere from $30 to $50 a month, maybe even less, but if you're not willing to pony up for that, you're not really ready for this discussion, okay? So keep that in mind too. I hope that helped. That's what I have to say about that. The second pragmatic, practical tip today would be work every day. It's that simple. Most of you won't. Most of you will work in spurts. I want to say that I know there are a few exceptions, and they are out there, and I know people who work well this way, but most people don't work well in spurts. When I say work well this way, I mean working in spurts, shutting down, then going to work, shutting down, then going to work. There are some people who shut down and then they open their studio and they work maniacally for extremely long hours, and then they shut down for many months, and then they open up, and that works too. But I generally think that most people, not all people, but I think that most people have to show up every day and work and chip away at it, like you're sort of exercising a muscle, I will say that it's helped me more now than before to get out and go look at work, which I think is really important to do too. But I think that not all, but I think that most artists need to show up in their studio and work at it every day and chip away at it every day. Some of you will have an hour or two to do that based on your life circumstances. Some of you will have 8 or 10 hours to do that. But when you show up every day to work at it, I think with few exceptions, that's how you're going to get better and stay sharp, okay? It's not a hard and fast rule, but that's how it is for most people. I remember a guy I used to know in art school who would talk about, spending a lot of time in his head and walking around and then showing up and executing. And I guess that worked for him, but I always found that to be a rare exception, okay? I think most mere mortals have to show up every day and work away at it, okay? And then the last thing, we're keeping this one short and simple today. It doesn't require, y'all know this already, keep your expenses low, but don't go cheap on your materials if you're a professional. Spend more on good quality tools and materials, and they'll go further, they'll last a lot longer. But try and keep your other expenses as low as possible. I'm not going to get into more detail than that. That's pretty simple and obvious, okay? And I am not the professional practices guy at the moment. I'm not going to get into all that kind of thing on an Instagram Live. There are a lot of people out there who can do that. If you want to talk to me individually about it and critiques, I'm happy to talk to you about that. Y'all know that I've mentioned that before. You can send me an email, and I've got a little bit of time to do that at the moment. So you can send me an email about that. Anyway, that's about it for today. Hopefully those tips helped. Hopefully you'll jump on and grab a, I don't have a lot of room to walk around here and I lose the signal. Hopefully you'll have you've jumped on and bought the catalog. The first 5 of y'all can get a little micro catalog for free. Anyway, I'll take a few questions if they're here, and then we can call it a day. Hold on. Don't ask me what my inspiration is, or how do I know when it's finished. Fuck. Let's see what we got. Hopefully I don't miss one here. There's a lot of stuff. Scrolling around. Be patient, people. Natasha Arusa, I'm not going to let you in the video. Okay, good question. Kathy WMS Art 155 or 55. Do you send gifts to your collectors during the holidays? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes it's a matter of what's going on. I think it's a fucking great idea to do that, though. If people have been supportive to you, send them gifts, okay? I don't always do it. I try and do it, or a card or something. I think that's a great thing to do. I should probably be a little more regular about it. But I'm generally pretty generous anyway regarding that sort of thing. And I mean, the other point, another bigger point to this is, being concerned about putting other people first and being concerned about other people and trying to be supportive is a good rule of thumb in general. That's why I'm on here. I'm trying to help y'all. I might do a little promotion, but I'm here to offer help, right? So be helpful. Just generally be helpful. Any other questions? I know they take a second to kick in. I'm getting a lot of thumbs up and waves and smiley faces, which tells me that there's a lot of people that are just like tuning in to check out my chiseled features and rugged good looks. Or they're gluttony for pain because they like the blinding glare coming off my head. Hold on. Any other questions? Voltaire, I'm so happy to see you. Voltaire, happy to see you too. Okay. Nothing else, huh? Any other questions? Any other comments? Anything else? No? Yes? Maybe? Okay. Well, I think that'll be it for today then. And I'm going to sign off. Have a happy Thanksgiving tomorrow to y'all who are in the United States. Okay? I will talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.